Hello everybody, Nine Does. I'm back. How's everybody doing today? Still doing good? I know, from this morning to now. Still beautiful out there, I'm just saying. So anyway, cheers dears. Canadian dry ginger ale, look at that. Yep. So hangers on, thanks for hanging on. Welcome back. And people that are new, thank you very much. Somebody pointed this out the other day and I laughed my ass off because I was searching for my little thumbs up. So thank you. It wasn't until after I did the video, it was like, that's what that was. Go figure. Sound like Caroline Levitt. Anyway, so if you're new, welcome. Love it, like it, share it. Subscribe, doesn't cost nothing. Let's get into this, shall we? And I just want to say hi, Donnie. How you doing? You're looking a little weary, buddy. Looking a little weary. How are those 145% tariffs going with China? Hey? How's that going? You really need to reprogram old Caroline Kaboom there, your press secretary in the briefing room there. Whew. She's contradicting everything you say. She really is. She said the United States is isolating China. What we get from that is China is really isolating the United States because they're looking elsewhere. You are now known as Captain Caver. That's what you're known as, Donnie. Because every time you open your big mouth and tank the markets, everybody gets on your case and you got to come back and say something else. You're caving. You're not being brave. You're caving. You're caving because you're spineless and gutless. You saw that the stock market was in the toilet on Monday because over the weekend you went on a babbling rant about the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, saying you want to fire him, he's too slow to react to the economy. And the Wall Street guys see this and they think, holy shit. If he tries to fire Powell, he will insert a pig Hegseth type guy, or God forbid, Howie Lugnut there. And the global economy will be in so much trouble. So the market has lost between 12 and 18%. NASDAQ alone has lost 19%. Yes. Or about $8 trillion in 2 weeks. Probably more by now. Some say as high as 10, 11 trillion. Folks' 401ks are down over 20% now. And the billionaires that surround you, Donald, they're losing their collective minds. Sure, they're making a few bucks here and there, but you got to remember that 20% that the stock market died there, half of that $8 to $10 trillion was their money. And they're only getting back maybe 1 or 2% every time you do something nice. 1 or 2% ain't going to cut it, Donnie. They are screaming at you to shut the hell up and stop your whatever induced 2 a.m., 3 a.m. rants and do something constructive with them, for Christ's sake. Remember billionaires first? Remember that little motto that you had, Mark? Ooh, you give me $1 billion. Well, they gave you the $1 billion, and now it's make billionaires trillionaires. But you're not doing it, Donnie. You're not sticking up to your end of the bargain. You're fucking it all up on them. So today, out of your oral orifice, Fox asked you, are you going to play hardball with China? And you said, no, I'm not going to mention COVID. No, I'm not going to say I'm going to play hardball with China. No, we're going to be very nice. They're going to be very nice. And we'll see what happens. But ultimately, they have to make a deal. Because otherwise, they're not going to be able to deal with the United States. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. They've lowered their shipments to the United States by 25%, not 100, Donnie. So 75% of that shit's still coming to your country. So they're still dealing. You got another question there about the 145% tariffs. And you said 145% is high, very high.
but it won't be that high. We got it up. We were talking about the fentanyl. You know, various elements built it up to 145. No, it won't be anywhere near that high now. It will come down substantially, but it won't be zero. It won't be zero. It used to be zero. We were getting destroyed. China was taking us for a ride. Not gonna happen. We're gonna be very good to China. I have a great relation with President Xi, and he looks down the barrel of the camera as he's saying, President Xi, look at me, I'm saying it. Look at, I told you I'd say it. And he looks down the barrel of the camera and he says, just like Xi, we're friends. We both know each other well. Don't we, Xi?
Now, for entertainment purposes only, just saying. But they would make billions times 3, billions and billions and billions, and built their military on the U.S. They're going to do very well, and I think they're going to be very happy, and we'll be happily. Donnie, you caved big time. That's what you did. You caved big time, just like the amateur thug you are. China got you by the pull-ups, baby. You know what a losing businessman you really are? You prove it every day. You surround yourself with noodleheads. And now you're bankrupting the USA. Since you took office, the Dow Jones sunk 12%. 12%. S&P tanked 14%, and the NASDAQ is in the toilet at 19%. So you know what, Donnie boy? The only time the market does well is when you shit-can your campaign agenda and turn shit around, just like Kamala told you would happen during that debate. Of course, if she had won, the whole country would be doing just fine right now. Her jobs numbers would have been up sky high, and the global banking rating would still be at a AAA rating, Donnie, instead of its lower credit rating to AA+. It will cost your country tens of trillions of dollars to borrow from the World Bank now, genius, because you effed everything up for everybody else. Your credit rating is too low. When I don't have a credit rating, I can't get money from the bank, and yours is getting low enough that they don't want to lend you money. Not just because you've cheated Deutsche Bank and stuff like that, but for the country because you fucked it up. Moody says because of your worsening policy decisions, the U.S. fiscal state has a negative outlook rating. Are you really surprised? Yes, Donnie, you really suck at business and the economy. Deal maker, my arse. You know what you should do, Donnie? You should stick to golfing. Who cares if you hook a shot, right? You can lie about that all you want because it won't affect the global economy. But the credit rating, that's out there for the whole world to see. Nobody's going to want to lend any money to the United States. You look like you got pantsed by China and forced to show the world that you are, most possibly, the worst negotiator ever. You put China in their place, though, didn't you? They moved on you like a bitch, Donnie, and you caved. You just caved. And back to Caroline Kaboom there. She said, talk to our allies. They're reaching out to us and the phones are ringing off the hook. They need the US of A, and they need a market, and they need our consumer base. They're calling to say they've changed their minds, Carolyn. That's what they're saying. And they'll work with Canada, the UK, the EU, Japan, Australia, and South Korea. Japan right now, did you know that they had a big meeting in their legislature and the vice president said, please do not deal with Trump because he can't be trusted. He changes his mind from one minute to the next, so let's not do this car deal. You know, the $500 billion they were going to spend? Yeah, looks like Japan might be backing out of that. It's easy because they need, she said, oh, it's so easy because they need the United States of America and our business model and our markets to survive. No, we truly don't. No, we don't. I'm sorry, Caroline, but the United States of America, perhaps the first time in decades, is showing its underbelly and being very submissive to the new dogs on the watch. Donnie, you better get woke, because you know what? The rest of us are. They are canceling defense contracts, and they're getting their oil from Canada. They are now going to depend on real stable geniuses, guys that actually have marbles that are rolling around in the right direction in the brain around the world, because they can't trust a word that comes out of your lying ass lips. You are just a braggart and a con, Don. You can't back up any of your threats. You're sad, Donnie. Oh, and such a pathetic little man. You look like the kid whose birthday cake was smashed by the class bully. How's it feel, Donnie? When it's your turn. How's that feel? That look was all over your face in the Oval Office yesterday. It was all over your face. How defeated and downtrodden you are, because you know you're a loser. Maybe it's starting to come up here. Now that you flushed the great economy that Biden left you. Oh, and before that, in season 1, it was Obama and Biden that left you a fabulous, fabulous economy. Now, everyone globally hates you. Yeah. Now you are going to make nice with Jerome Powell. Oh, I'm not going to fire him. No, make nice with Jerome Powell, because you're not going to fire him. Like, you had that option in the first place. You don't have the authority to fire him. It's illegal. You can't fire him. And God knows you've tried illegal 6 ways to Sundays and back again. We actually got convicted of 34 things of breaking legal. Now, you have the raisins to ask him ask him to lower the interest rates. After all you said about him, now you're coming on bended knee to kiss his ass to get your interest rates lowered? Please, Donnie, please. And because you have nothing to back you up, what about the price of eggs there? What about that? You were saying that it was called the Easter roll. It's been called that forever. We got lots of eggs. And then just 2 weeks before the lots of eggs, egg prices are down by 97%. You had to go beg Denmark after all the shit you said about them, and you're going cowtown and begging to them, and they're going, oh, Donnie, sorry. You are not browbeating China, because China is getting deals from everyone else around the world but the United States, because they're not waiting on bended knee to you. They have been around over 5,000 years. That's a lot longer than the United States of America has been around, and they have survived. Just saying. I am not a fan of the Chinese government and all the stuff they do to their people. I'm not. But it's nice to know that the tables are turning on you, and I take pleasure in that. They are buying more key foods from Brazil, Donnie. China is buying soybeans, beef, corn, and poultry from Brazil and Canada. So, Donnie, let me thank you on behalf of the free world by doing us all a favor, by forcing us out of our slumber and to reach out to our friends that have always been there and won't stab us in the back. Don't worry. We'll still do some business with your country, because unlike you, we actually give a shit about the people in the United States that didn't vote to be poor or sick. There are a lot of fabulous people in the United States of America, and they did not deserve you or that clown show that you've got trying to run the government. Seriously, Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, she's surrounded by Secret Service agents. She's in a restaurant. She gets her purse stolen from under her chair while everybody's sitting there. And she just happens to have all her credentials in it, $3,000 in cash. I think that $3,000 in cash was there for the guy that stole the purse so she could make a holy show out of things. That's just my take on it. Because she is totally useless other than being dress up, whatever the hell she wants to call that. Party City's available for other costumes if you need them. But anyway, Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, please. Take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. I love you. Mwah. Take care of you and see you later.